Before I start, I would like to make clear that I'm not here to debate whether or not the role given to Scarlett Johansson was a wise decision. This is just me wanting to talk about what the producers could do moving forward, assuming they don't make any changes to the main actress playing the role of Major Kusanagi. For those of you who are listening and haven't seen any of the Ghost in the Shell movies, I highly recommend it, first of all. Or you can just check out Digibro's video on Ghost in the Shell franchise overview, where he talks about the beginning of this franchise all the way to its modern iteration. Well, first of all, I would like to just talk about my biggest concern about what they're doing right now, and that is they might just produce a remake live action version of the 1995 Ghost in the Shell. Now, that's just extremely lazy and risky because it might just cause people to not like the movie and fans of the original movie to dislike it as well. I believe that the writers and director of this movie maybe should just try to bring the story in a different direction, try to do something more original, but at least keep the settings of Ghost in the Shell true to its original form. I think Ghost in the Shell is such an amazing franchise because the characters and the settings. But what stands out more is actually the setting. The world of Ghost in the Shell is more important. The philosophical themes that they talk about within their stories are more important, to me at least, and that the characters have changed over the different variations of Ghost in the Shell throughout the years. You can clearly see them, the movies, the animation series, and even the most recent animation series have all changed their characters one way or the other, even though they have the same name, but they still have been changed. One quote I would like to bring up from Digibro's video is he says, in the afterword of the original manga most recent publication, Masamune Shiro himself declares that there is no one definite version of Ghost in the Shell and that each version should be thought of individually. Now, this is just saying that maybe we shouldn't be so hard on them for trying to make an American version of Ghost in the Shell. That we can just see this movie as another alternative version, like an alternative universe. Now, here's just one idea of multiple ideas that could be possible. That we have could have this live version action movie follow on from the events of Ghost in the Shell Innocence, where those of you know in the 1995 version, the Major just goes into the internet, and in the second movie, she is nowhere to be seen, and we just follow Bateau as the main protagonist, only later to find the Major help him at the very end. The third movie could just have Scarlett Johansson play just another detective, maybe in America, and some event happens that pushes her investigation to Japan, where she has to work with Section 9. And this just allow us to be able to just have American or Western philosophical ideas, compare and contrast them to Japanese or Asian Eastern philosophical ideas, and we can just have this interesting movie that have some kind of commentary about the way that we think. Even though we live in the same world, we think and live in different ways depending on what country we come from, and that's how I see Ghost in the Shell could be. And I worry the company who's making this film might not focus on it. They might just make it into a generic action film, or the writing might not be as good and become something like The Matrix 2 or 3, where the dialogue is just trying to pretend to be intelligent when in fact it's just not. And that would just be a major, major disappointment for a movie that has such a strong franchise backing it up. And if this movie is successful, it could just bring a whole lot more possibility from different animation stories to have a new live action version in the future. They can just sell it as this is our great story that we want to tell. Okay, guys, thank you all for just watching and listening. Please comment below what we like to see or hear that might bring you more faith in this live action movie version. Maybe they take out the CGI to change the looks of Scarlett Johansson or the different characters and just let them be who they are, let them have their looks for who they are and just go with it, since it would just be another alternative version of the Ghost in the Shell series. Maybe if they actually follow the theme of Ghost in the Shell, having all these philosophical ideas being talked around as the other movies and series have done before. So yeah, who knows? I'll see you next time.